Namaste friends. Today we're going to talk about AFM strategy for November 2026 as well as CA intercosting and FM strategy. I'll add detailed timestamp in the video so you can move to the respective section. Coming to AFM strategy, currently there are a lot of worries among the students because somewhere they're feeling that their strategy was wrong. Their strategy was wrong in May 2026. Before you judge your strategy is wrong, can you find at least 5 students or at least one student who are in your nearby who was comfortable with May 2026 AFM paper? You talk to him, ask him whether strategy was working or not. Was he comfortable when he was answering the paper? I told earlier also that paper was tougher, evaluation would be lenient. Somewhere ICAI did award grace marks, may not be that amount of marks which you would have anticipated. So now for the next attempt, students are thinking, I will prepare AI related questions, artificial intelligence, CFA questions, complex questions, ACCA questions. Please do all this as your stage 2 preparation. Stage 1 is first complete entire ICAI study material and your MTPs, RTPs. After base is ready, then you can try extra. What are you trying now is you are trying only the extra part. Where is the base? Let us get the base ready first. Once the base is ready, you can 100% prepare on extra things. I will again tell you, when I look at AI drafted questions, I draft an AI question and institute examiner drafts, it is going to be different. So how is it going to help you? What can help you is if you are aware of all the concepts, you'll be fairly able to attend it. Now, if it turns out to be an extremely tough paper, maybe our score in AFM could be around 50s. Easy paper, we can score 70s, 80s also. So that is the only difference which is going to happen because you're too much worried. Now question is, can you give 500 hours for AFM? Is that possible? If you can give 500 hours, you can become maybe a master. And still I feel May 26 paper could be challenging in that scenario also. Because you check with faculties, no, they themselves found it difficult. Then why are you so much worried? My problem is some of you are changing your study material. That is the author whose book you saw. Some of you changing the faculty for the classes. All these changes emotionally you are trying to do because you feel you did bad. Talk to 50 people and almost all the 50 would say that they struggled in AFM paper. They struggled because I got so many messages, no? And there were students who said we'll score only 20s, 30s. They scored 45s, 55s in exam. So I have seen different category of people. So why I'm talking so much about this is you are diverting your attention to AI drafted questions, CFA questions, complex questions. All that will not still support an exam because if you practice 500 question, institute will ask 501st question. Practice 1000 question, 1001st question. Other than that, can you at least be very well clear with all the concepts of the study material without any selective preparation? As we do, I suggest a block method of preparation. Start with block 1. This is the ideal amount of time I feel you should spend on every chapter. Block 1, security valuation around 20 hours you can spend. Business valuation 10 hours. Mergers I think should be 10 hours. Sorry. Mergers should be 10 hours. And mutual funds 5 hours. This amount of time you spend on block 1 and get some grip on the area. Here I feel you should practice all your study material questions. I have released a priority material. Priority material will help you in covering different concepts. So you can see the priority material. So all study material questions, all priority material questions, and maybe last 3 or 4 attempts, MTP, RTP, PYP for these 4 chapters. These 4 chapters which I feel are extremely important from an exam point of view. No selective preparation. Again, I'm coming. Block 2, which is our deadly block, takes away around 50 hours. Forex, derivatives, portfolio, Entire study material, entire means entire. Black Scholes you can't miss out. You can't miss out in portfolio management, sharp pace, optimal portfolio. Wasn't tested suddenly. Two consecutive attempts they have asked. So you cannot do any selective preparation in that. Complete entire forex, entire derivatives, entire portfolio management, full study material, full priority material. Then theory, I feel, though I have mentioned special attention, but special attention means you read it multiple times. Other chapters also you have to prepare. I have my theory videos, you can see them. I have released PPTs for every chapter. So you will have good PPT which will does a visual presentation of every question. That also I had released. So you can see PPT, you can see the theory video, but study institute study material. Open ISM, read once, read twice, read thrice, read four. Because you are trying to spend time on CFA questions, AI adapted question, leave that time and spend here on the theory part. Because if it becomes a theory heavy or a very complex paper, theory will become savior. So theory around 15-20 hours, 10 to 15 hours I've said, but 15 hours minimum you'll have to give, I feel. And then block 4, where maybe only priority material is sufficient. Only the priority material is sufficient. Capital budgeting, IFM, IRRM, security analysis and risk management, not the entire study material. If possible, please do it. Otherwise, at least the priority material. Priority material questions are not going to come same way. It is only that different variants of questions I've added. Even if you see my priority material, for example, somebody wants to complete entire ISM question in any chapter. So let us take any chapter and I want to cover entire ISM. Let's take example of security valuation. So many questions are there, and in between you will see SM question, not part of priority list. So what you do, very simple. You open the priority material. For your preparation, solve question 1, solve question 2, and then go through TYK question number 8, 9, 13. I have mentioned some comments and all, but you can solve this question. You can solve this way, your study material will fully get covered. From the priority material itself. Question number 29, not part of the priority list, so please cover it. If you want to cover the entire ISM, which I feel you should cover the entire institute study material along with the priority material, and last 3-4 attempts MTPs, RTPs. Sir, what will I do if it comes as an extremely tough paper? Be confident while you face the exam. See, from May 2024, if I look at every exam, the ISM, MTPs, RTPs was the major part of the paper. Jan 26 some deviation, May 26th was total deviation, extremely tough paper. Now see, what students are not understanding is, even if you prepare a lot, I still feel you will not be able to attend an extremely tough paper unless you are parallelly doing CFA or other courses. That's a different story. Or you are spending 500 plus hours on AFM. Don't waste your time on stage 2. First complete stage 1. ISM fully done. I have done all SM questions. I have done MTP, RTP questions. I have done priority material. Everything over. Now you have time. You do anything extra. I have no problem. Second stage is what you are trying now. First stage complete, then you go to second stage. This is my strategy for AFM. I feel still, because see, last attempt, did my strategy work? No. Did any other faculty or student strategy work? Primarily no. See, I have my students who have scored exemptions also. So when I checked with them, they said, sir, we were just trying to write with confidence in exam. That's all. We were trying to solve as much as possible with whatever conceptual clarity we had. That is why I say theory preparation, concept book preparation. I have my concept book, theory, concept book. These two, give too much attention to this, lot of attention. With this, AFM is over. Now I come to CA intercosting strategy. Latest attempt, one good thing which has happened is ICAI gave huge marks in costing. Paper was on the easier side, and people have also written many hundreds and all have been scored. One of my students also scored 97. So the point is very clear. If you prepare well, this can be an extremely scoring paper. Now, I had released earlier some strategies and all, some changes I'm making here. Block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, same block method only. First, you focus on these 4 chapters: marginal costing, activity based costing, cost sheet, budgetary control. These 4 SM questions you can do, and priority material. What is priority material is, I have released something called as a 160 must crack question. 160 must crack question. I released it for May 26, relevant even for September 26 attempt. So SM questions you do, priority material you do, and one extra thing I want is, don't try MTPs, RTPs for costing. They are becoming extremely tougher, and students are losing their confidence. Unfortunately, students are losing the confidence in the subject because of the tough MTPs, RTPs. What can you do? Better is to do previous year compiler. I have uploaded that in my drive. This is the compiler. May 2018 till Jan 2026 I have compiled questions, because I am not able to tell students to do MTP, RTP here. Apart from priority material, if you want to do, then do previous year papers. Take up the previous year paper. 15 attempts you can do for the block 1, block 2 10 attempts, and last block 5 papers, 5 attempts you can try. This is preferable rather than trying to do MTP, RTP, rather than MTP and RTP. So marginal costing, most important paper, most important chapter, 20 hours you spend. ABC shorter, quicker to complete. Last exam questions did not come, so I think next attempt 100% is coming. 5 hours, 10 marks you can get. Cost sheet, budgetary control. This is block 1. First focus on this. In block 2, we move to the other important chapter, which is service costing, material cost, labor cost, standard costing, and process costing. I have mentioned the number of hours. You can please note down the number of hours. These are ideal hours. Whenever you are doing your first stage of revision, ideal hours: marginal costing 20 hours, ABC 5 hours, cost sheet 5 hours, budgetary control 7 hours. This will become a good guide for you. Service costing, material, labor, standard, processing 10, 10, 10, 10 and 6 hours. You spend this 15 attempts, 10 attempts, 15 attempts and 10 attempts. Then theory preparation. If you are very confident on practical problem solving, theory you can go even without preparation. But I'm little worried if it comes as a tough paper. If it comes as a tough paper, maybe that time theory becomes a savior for us. Theory becomes a savior. And this is the last preparation. And give this the last priority. Only top 160 question you do. Don't even do all study material question. Top 160 question and maybe 5 attempts PYPs. 5 attempts PYPs for this block. Overage chapter, 5 chapters are there. Overage, cost accounting, joint and byproduct, unit and batch is 1 chapter, cost, job costing is 1 chapter. These 5 in the end prepare. If you prepare this way so if you see here, around 40 hours for block 1, 45 hours for block 2, 10 hours for block 3, and maybe around 20 hours for block 4. All put together around 120 hours, costing will be over. 120 hours, costing should be over. I feel in costing, better to focus on PYP questions and not to focus on MTPs and RTPs. Not to focus on MTPs and RTPs. MTP, RTP is the next stage. After all this is done, you still have time, then do MTP, RTP. Don't keep that as the base. Study material all questions, priority material questions, PYP questions, previous year paper questions. After that, if you have time, I doubt, but if you have still time, then do MTPs, RTPs. With this, costing strategy is over. Okay, now comes the FM strategy. I think simplest for me is to discuss the FM strategy. One thing I keep telling students is, see your FM paper as one without investment decision and working capital chapter in your mind as of now. Without investment decision and working capital chapter, keep that these two chapters are not there. If you think that way, then other chapters will get over in 30 hours itself. In 30 hours, we can kind of complete every 30 to 40 hours, we can kind of complete every other chapter. Every other chapter, cost of capital, capital structure, leverages, dividends, ratio analysis. First complete these five. Theory, if you want to prepare theory as well. I feel theory can be prepared because these two chapters, the working capital and investment decision, are little challenging for students. So cost of capital, capital structure, leverages, dividends, ratio analysis give first priority. In that ratio is also, I think, in the later set. Cost of capital, capital structure, leverages, dividends. With this, we will secure around 25 marks. Around 25 marks. Do all study material question. I have released a top 120 material and previous year paper, but FM I don't have a compiler like costing. I am spending time on it, but it is not getting over. So FM compiler is not there. You may have to spend time on FM compiler. Compiler FM I haven't prepared. If you are interested, you should go through the previous year papers. After all this is done, do working capital, investment decision. I feel side by side. Why side by side? Working capital has multiple subparts. There's a part called estimation. There's a part called cash budget. There's a part called receivables management. Complete one part, go to investment decision, solve some 10-15 question, go back to working capital. Do the cash management, another 10-15 questions you do in investment, go back. And working capital again, do the last part, come back to investment. How many ever questions you have in investment, break it into 3 parts. First part, second part, third part. And working capital also, first part, working capital already broken. There is a cash management part, there's a receivables management part, there's an estimation part. I feel here also don't focus too much on MTPs and RTPs. This, why I am giving this is, this will tell you exactly how many hours you have to spend. I feel around 70 hours you have to give for FM for a good decent preparation. Good decent preparation, if you already know the subject, for a revision kind of a thing, 70 hours you have to spend for FM. So with this, I complete my strategy for your coming exam. Any place you need any guidance, any doubts are there, do send me a message in WhatsApp. Thank you, friends.